Are you ready for an unforgettable journey through Black history? This March, I'm inviting you to join me on an exclusive tour of Tulsa's historic Greenwood District, better known as Black Wall Street. You'll walk in the footsteps of history with living descendants of the Black Wall Street Massacre, explore the new Black Wall Street Museum that opened in 2021, and visit iconic historic sites. Plus, you'll get to dine at Black-owned Southern restaurants and experience the vibrant culture of this incredible community. Don't miss this powerful opportunity to honor our ancestors and celebrate Black excellence. Spots are limited, so email me today at mike@nativeblack.ancestry.com to reserve your place. Let's make history together.
How Afro get in front of my mother race. I ain't never been to Afro color. I never been to Africa. Afro or Africa. Never been there. I'm not from Africa. I'm born and raised in Goose, Florida. I'm born in Goose, raised in Liberty City in the Poker Bean Project. I ain't never went to Africa. Ain't thinking about going there. And I heard it's a beautiful place. Yeah. And I know it's the motherland. Yes. But not my mother, not her mother, and not her mother's mother. That ain't their land. America, real true land is right here in the U.S. soils.
I'm not an African American. I'm an American. I was born on American soil.
Saying that we all come from Africa, that's the biggest damn lie. Indian, indigo, black, natives, we the real indigenous tribe. I'm the original man of America, due to the might of country OE. So that means every single last race in this world come from me. So if I created you, how the fuck you on my land first? Trying to claim my shit, man, up in history. My people was done the worst. You not no native, please just be honest. You really a $5 Indian. Pay $5 to take my land. You know you a fraud. You not one of them. The government changed our name just so we don't get no reparations. Colored, black, Negro, African American is what they changed our name to. We is the Cherokee, we is the Iroquois, and the Apache. We is the Cheyenne, we the Calyphians, we the American Aboriginal Native man. Comment part 2. If y'all want me to go deeper, tired of people saying we African when we is the original.
About slavery, but few discuss paper genocide. We did not all come from Africa, and most of us have Aboriginal roots that were stripped away due to reclassification and miseducation. As a native Black American and a member of the Muskogee Creek Nation, I understand the importance of tracing your lineage. If you want to learn how to trace your genealogy and apply for tribal citizenship, go to nativeblack.ancestry.com to schedule a consultation.
They don't want you to remember this. You not no slave, you indigenous. Fuck how they painted them Indians. You went to war with the French and the British, man. Quite frankly, you was kings, Merovingians. They took the women and men, made them prisoners, raised up the children to worship their images, set up a lab to the genes and they mixed them, and this shit get way deeper than your pigment.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hit the like button on the way in, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the Cash App or the PayPal if you support independent media, and let's get on with the content. You guys know I've been covering this ongoing diaspora war, if you will, and today we're going to get the biblical perspective on it. I've got an honored guest. His link to his channel is in the chat. So go ahead, check him out, subscribe to the channel. But without further ado, let's bring from the back to the front, Unc. Hey, Unc, go ahead and give the folks a quick introduction for those that aren't familiar with you from the last stream, and let's pick up where we left off.
All right, from the last stream, I'm Uncle Yahshua, also known as Uncle Yaaya Shah, a ministry, a man of the Most High. I teach the biblical lineage in the Bible. I am not a part of the Black Hebrew Israelite hate groups that's out there teaching hate and everybody's going to be my slave and wearing the star, Remfram and Moloch and all that stuff. No, I do understand who the lineage translate in the Bible, the descendants from Abraham, right? So this is not a Black Hebrew Israelite hate group. We don't teach separatism and hate to anybody. We teach the biblical truth, raw and uncut, with no chaser. We ain't playing with it, because the Bible is not a religious book. It's actually a spiritual book of instructions. It's actually a history book of a people. All right. So welcome to Mashiach Assembly Ministries House of Yah, and thank you, my brother Mike TV, for part 2 of where we going. So right now, we're about to go into some in-depth stuff. We're about to get some receipts. Tonight going to be heavy receipt bound. We're gonna pull up some books from the 1500s, the 1400s, the 1600s. We're gonna let the books and the true history tell the travels and travails of this people group that they're saying is just Black American, and that's it. We just come from Africa from some slave ship. The devil's a lie. There's so many lies on lies on lies piled on top of that. It's so many different things. We did not just come, every black person in America did not just come from no slave ship on Africa straight to America in 1690, they're saying, or whatever. Whether you think it's 1555 or 16 or whatever, that's a lie from the Lake of Fire. All right. Now, I'm about to bring some receipts right now. Let me share my screen, present, share screen, window, bang, share. Hopefully that shit. There we go. So this right here, I was given last time a little history of my ancestry. 2 Native American grandparents, one Blackfoot, Native American Indian, what they call Indian, and 1 Seminole. And this is my grandmother right here, right? And I have a picture. This is, I was trying to find the full one. I cut this. She's fully stanced in native dress. Behind her head is that long ponytail all the way down her back. I had images of, and this is the 1800s. This is her on a big white horse, full headdress, all of that. These are the original natives. Now she was here. She ain't come over to no America on no doggone slave ship. Now my granddad on my father's side, he did. He came over. His ancestry line came over on the slave ship. It might not have been straight from West Africa, because we about to show something in a minute. We've been lied to all the way around. All right. So I just wanted to show just the receipt of that lineage, of the native lineage, that we ain't all come from no doggone Africa. And some of us can trace our lineage. Okay? Now I'm gonna show a receipt here. This receipt here. Let me see. This is some where I do present, share screen. I'm a ministry of receipts. That's what we do. We just don't speak on our own accord. We just don't speak foolishness. We show truth to power, and we show receipts for everything that we speak. That's what I do on our ministry, and that's how I live. This right here is just receipt, so you'll know who you're speaking to. This is me in it's probably like 1989 or 90. That's in New York City. That's in Flushing Meadow, Queens. That's Queens Day with the big ball, for those who know. Those are beepers. We used to wear those, if y'all know ancient history. You see what's around my neck? This is the beginning of hip hop. This is the 80s. All right. So when I'm talking the stuff about,
is that 3 beepers on you?
3, and that's let me explain the suit.
Back in those times, that is the equivalent of how the young kids nowadays will wear 2 bust down Rolexes on each wrist, right? That is the modern equivalent. You were stunting on them.
Speak, brother. See, that's why the receipts. Now look what's on my neck. If you think the beepers this is 3 big, and this is a big Nefertiti head, but you can't see it because the white is blocking it out. That's a big Gucci link and 2 big chunky gold ropes on, and this is outside. Oh, you can't see it cut off. There's a police officer over here with the old New York City police stuff, but this is coming from one of my documentaries. That's why it's looking like this. All right. So I just grabbed this right now. It's a Wilson suit, and on my feet I got on when the first Patrick Ewing sneakers. So this probably was 91. I think they came out in 90 or 91. All right. So that's just one little quick receipt. Let me do this really quick so we can, just to show that's me, brother Mike. This is the 80s. This is Jamaica Coliseum. Look at what's on my hand. You see that? That's a 3-finger lion head ring. There's other 3-finger rings on this. Do you see the chains? You see those big ropes? You see that's a long 50-inch rope hanging. Okay? You see that?
Our DNA, that gold.
That gold. And this is red and gold Fendi. This is a Fendi code. You see the F's? That says Rashan. These are right here, these gold things is little F's. Fendi, 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 Fendi. This is before the rap. This is the beginning of hip hop era when the rappers was just starting to get money. Their dress, Rakim, everybody on them, they took the dress from us from the streets. This, I had, just so y'all know, I ended up getting 25 to life. I'm original OG. That's why I said I have to bring receipts, because I don't want y'all to think like, who is this? Just some, and I look young too, so you'll think like, who this dude talking about? He know this, he know hip hop, he know. These are the receipts, brother Mike.
I don't think, oh, look at him trying to stunt being materialistic. I think look at how the ancestors work, because this is
Hmm.
instinctual. This is in our DNA. When the Spanish conquistadors came over here, they say they saw black Indians adorned in gold. De
And
Soto was looking for El Dorado, the city of lost gold. Where was he looking? Louisiana, Alabama, up and down the Mississippi. We always been rocking gold chains, gold grills, gold plates.
gold grit.
It's in our
And
DNA.
in the DNA, I put gold in my clothing. Do you see this strip is gold with F around the waist, around the collar is gold, around the waistband right here. You see that? That's gold with Fendi to go with the gold. This just in our DNA. This is what we do, what we did. All right, let me get past that. Let me get you. I only got like two more just to show y'all. So just to show so that the audience will know. That's me back, and that's the Green Acres Mall where Nicki Minaj used to work across the street at Bronx Barbecue. This is when I was 18, so this got to be the 80 something, early, like not early 80s, but like I don't know, 80 something. That's a Gucci link. This a big heavy Gucci link chain. I'm in the Green Acres Mall in Jamaica, Queens, and Long Island borderline. All right. So again, this is from a documentary. That's why that image of the picture. I'm just taking these stills from it, from my documentary that I wrote about it. All right. That's me again. Now this is probably in the 90s. Look on my neck, brother. You see this? And you see every chain is different. I want you to notice that too, brother Mike. This is called a Figueroa. EPMD, I was rocking this. EPMD was the one where y'all got introduced to this chain, but we were wearing it in the streets before EPMD. This is the Big Benz Black Onyx Gold. I had the big 500 SEL at 18 years old, back in the days, before 50 Cent Boo Boo. I know Boo Boo too, before he had his white one. This is the SEL. I had that model. And that's why this big Benz sign is on my neck like this. That's my boy Daddy U House. That's me. All right. And like I said in this thing, this ain't to glorify, just to show receipts of who I was in the streets. Okay. That's me with my daughter. This girl right here is probably, I don't remember her. She's probably 34 years old right now. You see this, brother Mike? This little girl right now is probably, I think Star, I don't know, Star maybe 34 or 35. Time goes so fast, I don't remember how old I am. Look what's on my neck. That's my baby. I got the rings on my fingers. These are receipts. So with the stuff that I speak, that's me in the streets. You see what's on my neck? The Big Ben sign. See what's on my fingers.
And again, this is in our DNA. I remember I was a child, maybe 7, 8 years old, and one day my dad gave me a gold chain, and he just explained to me that we just wear this. This is just something, you always keep a gold chain on your neck. I mean, it's part of our culture.
It's part of our melanin. It's just something. It's something spiritual about it, because it was our rocks. Diamonds were our rocks in our ancient lands. Okay, even the Puerto Riches, the original tribe of Judas in Puerto Rico, they called it the Puerto Riches because they saw the original black inhabitants playing with diamonds, but they were rocks. Okay, the kids just playing with it. Look at the rings on my finger, all the way to the fingertips. That's a Whitney gold watch. All right, I just wanted to show that. I'm gonna move on. All right. All right, I wanted to show one more. That's me a little later with the Diamante wagon and stuff, or what? That's a little later. There you go. And my crew. All right. And this is about 90, because L got 25, 26 years. So this was like 93 or 1993 or something. All right. All right. So I just wanted to show some receipts. All right. That's my children. That's her. She's like 30 something now. He 30 something now. That's my little Benito. All right. Anyway, now, I wanted to stop showing that just to show some receipts to understand that this man, that when I talk about these things and even in the hip hop and all this stuff, it's from experience. It ain't none of this stuff made up. I don't got to make up nothing. I got pictures of me and all my cars and everything. I could show a whole nother set of me and my Benzes, my BMWs. I'm talking about back in the 80s, all the way to the 90s, all the way to the 2000s, until I got a life bid. I got a life sentence, and the Most High gave me a second chance at my life. And this started my journey, Brother Mike. All right? So the Most High, the Creator, I was what you would call atheist. I was part of the nation of gods and earth at the beginning of hip hop. That's where Rakim come from. That's where, Rakim would come from, and Big Daddy Kane come from, and these were the gods, Wu-Tang and all this stuff. The nation of gods and earth at the beginning of hip hop. I was the god Rashon. That's why I'm known as. That's why on that coat it got Rashon, and on the back it got the universal flag of Islam. Okay, so now I'm saying it because we have been lied to so much in this world by influencers and YouTubers and everybody with a camera and everything, that the real authentic people is very hard to find. I'm very shadow banned. So the spirit and truth, I didn't come to the Bible. I didn't seek it. The Most High seek me. And he just, it was a bad journey, bro. I got life bid and life in jail, 25 to life. Now I have this right here. Where is it? This one. Let me really quick, and then I'm gonna get to the fruit. I'm gonna get to break down some, but I just want y'all to understand, so you can understand that the things that Mike TV is bringing you right now is not just some made up stuff. He didn't just stumble upon some YouTube. Well, the Most High brought him to us, but he didn't just, he's not just sharing something that's some misknowledge or misspoke stuff or anything. He's actually sharing truth to power. He's done his diligence to present you some stuff that you can get factual evidence from a true person who ain't trying to get nothing from you. This right here is my 25 to life testimony channel. All right. Now this channel right here is where you'll see the testimonies of, see this? Look, I invented hip hop. He says he invented hip hop and black people are broke. This one's talking about Pissy Black. That's the prison booty band. This was a famous New York legend called Z Black, right? So this is one, my Nate Boone video, my Pappy Mason video. This one, 1986 New York City Supreme Team late night basketball games. These are real life event stories. Okay, us on the cover of Public Enemy album and all this stuff. So this is the channel where I tell my testimony of my life experiences and everything, the full life experience of the testimony. Okay. And I don't got to show the other one because I got business as well. I'll just share it. We teach, you don't even know this, Mike. We teach cryptocurrency growth and security, digital currency. Okay. So this is me. So we've been in the digital currency space for years. And this presidential system is going digital, the whole currency. And whether you like it or know it or not, if you don't have the basic understanding of how to secure your assets, and then you are going to be left behind. So I'm not only teaching the people who want to receive the righteous people on the earth, whether we're black. If you want to receive me as the original man on the planet Earth, as a child of the Most High, who wants to rightly teach you and influence you and bring you to the righteousness of the Most High, then I won't only teach you about my life story and trials and tribulations and the traumas of the 70s and the 80s and what happened to us in America, and then also the history of us traveling through the ancient times from Africa to Asia to Americas and stuff like that, and the natives, all the way to today's date, where you can build your assets and learn and understand this industry called cryptocurrency that's coming. You know, we can't hide from the things that's coming. It's coming, whether you with it or not. You better learn. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that. Now let's get to the
that I would have to endorse learning about, because although we do hear about the pump and dump schemes and the celebrity grifting and stuff, and while, you know, if you're going to invest, you should definitely first make sure you got an emergency fund. You feel me? You've at least transitioned from being a renter to a homeowner. There's certain steps to it, but if you're at that stage where you have the expendable income to invest into cryptocurrency, well, it'd probably behoove you to learn from a brother from your community versus one of these random people on YouTube. Just like how you guys can go to Ancestry.com and pay for one of their genealogists for $4,000, or you could come to your brother's website, book him for a consultation. So, you know, it's really just about group economics and trying to get us back to where we used to be, let's say pre-segregation, back when we had our own cities, towns, bus systems, lawyers, doctors, etc. And I don't know if you guys realize this, but, you know, in 2025, there's no laws on the book that prohibit us from entrepreneurship. There used to be. There used to be redlining laws where you can invest and you can buy houses and you can this and that, but those are barred. So now how do they hide the information from us? They hide it behind a paywall. They hide it behind one of these YouTubers who's going to tell you to buy a $2,000 cryptocurrency course to learn the basics. So
facts,
you know,
to learn the basics, and then shield you their coins that they already bought because they know it's going to dump, right? That's the pump
Exactly.
and dump you're talking about. Absolutely. And that's the thing that we're called to help one another, and we can't trust no one. So the basics, all this stuff is for free. And I teach you the literal basics. If you don't know anything, you have to know the basics. Now, the trading with the meme coins and pump and dump, y'all don't want to mess with that because it takes experience. Now, you can learn that if you want to, but it takes experience and time. But the basics of setting up a cold wallet and being able to just, because I got a video that I could show y'all where I was telling you to buy this Bitcoin when it was $20. I mean, 20,000. And today it's 100,000, right? So it's simple. You didn't have to do anything. All you had to do was listen. I told you to buy XRP when it was 5 cents, and now it's $3 a coin. You get what I'm saying? So again, Solana, all this stuff years ago. So it's not this new. We was teaching this when everybody was scared of it. You understand when they were so this
Shout out
just
to Just Darlin. Just Darlin says, "Oh no, not $4,000 for lies." Hey, I'm not exaggerating. Look, Ancestry.com has genealogy specialists you can hire. Prices may start as low as $3,500.
oh my goodness.
So hey, you can go hire some person who's
That's
most
insane.
likely not black. They don't understand racial reclassification, and that some of your ancestors may be classified as Negro or mulatto and colored, and that's not the case. They're genealogy specialists. They're most likely not a part of any tribes or anything like that. But you know, for just a family tree, they want damn near $4,000. Or you can go to my website and book a consultation for what, $99 for 90 minutes, and I'll teach you how to do everything yourself, save a bunch of money. So in that same vein, if any of you already have an interest for cryptocurrency, go check out his other channel. Just like how, you know, some of us have an interest in learning the biblical connotation when it comes to this rift between us and the Africans. Well, that's why I'm bringing out here as our resident expert. So yeah, as far as them Hamites, I'm gonna grab my popcorn. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Let's go. It's time to get in. All right, now we're gonna start off children of everybody, children of the Most High, the Creator of all things. If you atheist, then I guess you're a child of non-belief. Maybe your God is not a God. I don't know.
Actually, we have to pause you one more time. The chat's asking for the name of the crypto YouTube channel.
Oh, it's Crypto Price Alerting. I mean, no, Crypto Growth and Security. So you have to type it in with no what's name. Maybe I could put the link in the chat.
They're asking me to put it in the chat. I'm gonna put it in the chat real quick.
I was about to say that. Oh, okay.
I think I found it. Is your icon photo like bluish, like a blue
like a
thing, and it looks kind of digital?
Yeah.
Trump coins. Listen now.
Trump. Yep, that's it.
Yep. Okay, I got you. All right, chat. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link in the chat right now, and then this is also it right here, Crypto Growth and Security. This is what his icon looks like. So yeah, you might as well go get some game from someone.
And it's for free. You ain't got to pay nothing. And we teach you the basics. You have to learn the basics. And it's a whole language. It's a culture and everything. And these people making millions off this stuff. Right? Trump released a coin. Y'all probably don't know it, but he released a coin a couple of days with the inauguration, day before the inauguration. These people made millions. Now, my people, we made money off it, right? Because we was teaching the live study. So
I ain't lying. He really got a Trump coin.
Oh yeah, and you see, if you go back, you're gonna see it started from nothing and went to 90 billion from zero.
So guys, cryptocurrency is unregulated. It is the Wild Wild West. There used to be a lot of scams and pump and dumps back in the day. But God, if the president has his own coin, then what direction are we going?
This is what I teach, and I break this stuff down. Well, I'm going to show you that they have the reserve, the Bitcoin. He has the new administration. He have the crypto czar. They setting all this stuff up, and we can't get left behind. You understand? We will get left behind because of our lack of knowledge, right? But if you think the Most High ain't going to have some of his righteous children who went through the fire and learned, I learned back what they call a bear market, when people couldn't make money and we were making money, okay, during it. So I know I'm an expert in this field. I teach to be able to teach. And that what we are to do, we are to learn it so we can teach our own, because you can't trust people out there. These people want to shill you. They want to make you buy courses. They want to do all of this stuff, and you won't even know the basics. Okay? All right. Now, oh yeah. And not just yep, he made all those racist millions. Yeah, he did. And for those who knew, now I made 4 times off it, and we caught it late. We were live. So after I finished the live that day, one of our people I mentioned said, "Oh, Trump just dropped a coin." So we got on our WhatsApp and we found with a coin, and it was already at 17 billion. And So we got in, and those of us who got in, it went up to 90 billion before it retraced. Coins they retrace. So if
If
you
they can make racist millions, then we can make righteous millions. Okay.
facts, but we just need to know how. You see what I mean? And without what the scripture says, my people will be destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So what we don't know, and they're harping on us not knowing. But the Most High always has some righteous children who are going to go through the valley of the shadow and going to learn and will be able to help us. You just have to find it. You heard? So shout out to that.
Just to give our viewers a little bit of a preview of what we're going to get into, so that they know to stick around. Not only are we going to get into the biblical history about the whole Hamite thing, the Native Black Americans versus Africans, but we're also going to discuss, the white race, if you will, the Jews, the origins of the transatlantic slave trade, going to King Ferdinand and Isabella, and all the Sephardic Jews that financed it, and everything in between. So, guys, make sure to stick around. Okay, this is a marathon, not a sprint. But yeah, you have the floor. Go ahead, do you think?
Let's go. All right, now we're gonna get started. So I'm gonna start since we want to start with, we're gonna go to the Africans, we're gonna go to the natives. All right, first thing, I'm gonna start a little with the Native Americans, where they try to tell us that all so-called Black Americans were just straight from Africa from the slave ship. That's not the truth, right? Most of y'all probably know that, right? So there in the scriptures, there is a group of people that descend from Abraham, okay? And in the Bible, it describes them. In the book of Daniel, it describes the Ancient of Days, and it said he had hair like the pure wool. Somebody from our ministry, could you put that verse in the chat for them so they can read it for themselves whenever they get time? Now, this ain't religion. I was atheist, okay? I showed y'all who I was back in the streets. I was in those streets outside getting that bag. You understand? I became a multi-millionaire by 30. I didn't even show y'all that. I'll show y'all that another time we do another show. All my houses, I own 15 houses, I own nightclubs in North Carolina. Shout out to Raleigh, Durham, and Henderson, North Carolina. I own nightclubs, I own clothing stores, I own a real estate development company and a construction company by 30. You heard? So this ain't nobody that just, and I got it in the streets. This before YouTube. This is in 2001, 2002, before before everybody was getting money on YouTube. Everybody went millionaire, okay? So I ain't just speaking no foolish doctrine and stuff, or something that I was religious.
Some of that may have been garnered through illicit means. What we got to focus on is the cultural spirit of entrepreneurship.
Facts.
Because of historical roadblocks, you were placed in the situation with the options that you have. Hey, at the end of the day, ain't no Black folks got no poppy farms. And in 2025, we now watch shows like Snowfall and know about the CIA trying to fund rebels and the Contra and pumping our community with drugs because of a fear of a Black Messiah. So again, for some of us out there that are conservative, that think that the brother's just trying to stunt on him poisoning his community at one point. No, we're speaking to the spirit of entrepreneurship and the testimonial of his life, because I can only imagine somebody being incarcerated, doing a bid for 25 to life, and now all these years later, he's a free man. And if y'all think God ain't got something to do with that, well, I don't know what to tell you.
I'm so glad you pointed out that point. That's the key point. Even through, let me explain this, just so y'all know. I grew up when they flooded the crack into our neighborhood. First, they flooded cocaine. I watched our ancestors, they flooded heroin before. This is the 70s. They flooded heroin first. I watched the school teacher, the postal worker, the construction worker, all that turned into junkies on our street. Then my generation, they flooded crack. They flooded cocaine. Then they created crack. I was a baby in this generation. There was the oppression. It wasn't, and I hated even when I sold it. So I would stop every now and then would get so depression and so much, and I would keep going. So what I did, Brother Mike, was when I got a little older and I finally grew up enough to know, 'cause I was a child doing it, 12 and 13 and 14 I was 12 years old when I started selling this crack. And people I was out in the corners in the streets. I got my book, I got a book that I wrote of my autobiography. But anyway, once I got of age and I knew I had the adult intelligence to know, I got out of it. And that's when I started to buy real estate and open a barbershop was first. This is where he's talking about the industrial mind of the enslaved, oppressed man that still, even in his captivity and enslavement, still has the mind of an like if you would have let this person grow up healthy with two parents in a conducive environment, he would have been a Fortune 500 company owner, right? He would, if he can take this and build this empire out of nothing. And I bought the books of how to do real estate for dummies, and this is how I taught myself. I put myself into the little class to learn to do my real estate, and I end up owning 15 properties. I end up owning a construction company. And guess what my construction company was called, Brother Mike? It was called Community Uplift Enterprise. I got receipts. I'll show it another time. That's all on my channel, right? Community Uplift Enterprises. I gave low income housing to our people. Do you see this? This little boy, drug dealer that had no mom and dad, abandoned by his mom and dad, grew up in the projects in New York City and raised himself. And when he got of it, he gave it back. He tried to, and I came out of it. I did. I came out of it. And that's the testimony of the story. It wasn't something to go. I hated it all the way through. But I have to share the life story and the testimony because salvation is in your testimony. But you are so right. I'm glad when you
tie this to the Africans real quick. I mean, I don't have much empathy for them. We've persevered through so much and still we're so industrious, and they have a whole African continent, multiple African countries, their own military, gold, diamonds, cobalt, etc., etc. So if there's anybody who should be able to proverbially pick themselves up by the bootstraps, you would think it'd be them. They have all the means to make a Wakanda, but we be making multiple Wakandas in America, and we're oh so subjugated, oh so persecuted.
And then this the part that hurt. And I'm gonna get to the history, but then we'll have the Africans and the other nation that'll say, we didn't create anything. We don't have anything. We don't, and we created we created every culture that the whole world has gotten rich and wealthy off and benefited off, but you can't even give us that. It's like out of the slums.
The world is obsessed with American culture, and there would be no American culture without the native Black American.
Facts. You heard? And
rock
the
and roll came from blues, pop came from us, R&B, everything
soul
comes from us. If you really want to get to it, they stole it all. Their whole ideal of a democracy was stolen from the Iroquois Confederacy. They stole everything from us. We taught them how to hunt, how to fish, how to farm. We were nice enough to let them set up some little colonies, them poor little pilgrims. Oh, we feel so bad for them. And time again, they took our kindness for weakness, broke our treaties, and still with all that, we ain't looking for an eye for an eye. We just looking for a little piece of something that's our own.
We just, yeah, exactly. Facts. Now, in the Americas, you have a group of people called the natives. And when I know, y'all know, people who watch my TV, he building a database for this. When Christopher Columbus got here, he saw them. He described them. They had big, strong calf muscles, and they were black skinned. These were the original natives that were here. They have migrated.
Real quick, brother, I apologize, but on my platform, I forgot to tell you a little bit of rules of engagement. Over here, we call that evil Sephardic Jew by his God-given name, Cristobal Colon, ladies and gentlemen. Cristobal Colon. That man was a Spaniard. They tell us his angelicized name, Christopher Columbus, to try to make you think he was maybe British or something. No, this was a Spaniard. Okay, this was a Spaniard. Let's make sure that we know who the culprits are, who the different parties are. We're not going to let them hide under flat whiteness. There was the Dutch, there was the French, there was the Spanish, there was the British, and there were the Jews. But we're going to get to that in a little bit.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
And Colombo, however you say his name, his original Spaniard name, came from Spain. From Spain and Portugal. And who did they enslave over there? Who did he have on those ships when he came over, who was navigating? The Habariya men were on those ships that was navigating. All right. So now this in this is say when he got here, when the people got here, the original natives were actually already here. They've been migrated already over here. Now, the problem is that a lot of people make absolutes. And the problem that you do when you're trying to do genealogical history is you can't make absolutes of no geographical group of people, meaning you can't say that every Black American in America is a native that came over. I mean, is a Native American. That's not true. Some are Native Americans that came over, like I showed the image of my grandmother. But some came over on slave ships from different places. Some also, well, those are really two for the foundational ones. It's the original native ones that were here, and then it's the ones who came over on slave ships from whichever slave trade. Now there's another slave trade that they don't teach you.
Stories about these Black Europeans that came over.
That's where I'm about to go. I'm about to show y'all who they are. They came, that's why I said there was another slave trade that they don't tell you about, and it came from Europe, and that was Oliver Cromwell, all right? And we're about to show y'all the receipts on this in 1 second, all right? So now, thank you, Brother Leonardo Yada. So now, these people, I'm gonna go through some history. Let me see, which one I want to start with? I'm gonna start with, because, so, he wants to, what's the title of the video? It's the Native Americans, the African American, and is Israelite, is that the connection, the bridge? What's the bridge? What's the connection? Because Brother Mike said he found out like, yo, they're saying like my Native American culture is intertwined with the people that they described in the Bible as descending from Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, what they call Israelites. Now, we ain't talking about those wicked.
More specifically, for anybody who hasn't heard me touch on this, the reason why I'm going to start doing more content on this Hebrew and or Israelite, I'm not going to combine the words, okay? we going to keep the words separate. But the reason why I'm going in that direction is because that's the natural course that my research has taken me. When I'm researching the indigenous people of Mesoamerica, South America, the southeastern United States, this is bringing me to conical mounds where they found Hebrew artifacts. The Smithsonian has been hiding this since the early 1800s. This is a depiction of Abraham. This is the 10 Commandments in short form, and this was found in a Ohio mound. This is another one. This is called the Keystone. Another one is called the Bat Creek Stone. So again, I'm doing my research for you all. You guys got 9 to 5s. I'm full time in the research. So I'm trying to uncover what you don't have the time to. And I keep finding Hebrew artifacts that the American Indians had. Furthermore, in my research, I find that we really have to look into the Inquisition, the whole expelling the Moors and the Jews out of Spain, because it seems like that had a direct correlation with the colonization of the Americas. When Cristobal Colon and the other Spanish conquistadors came over, they took North African Moorish vassals, slaves, and interpreters. Why? Because the American Indians spoke Hebrew. So I keep getting back to this Hebrew for some reason, and that's why we're here today with Unc.
And that's Paleo Hebrew. That's on that stone right there. That's Paleo Hebrew on that stone. All right, so I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share this little image right now, since my brother was just talking about. He was talking about the natives. I'm gonna share this one. Window, bang, share. Now this image right here. This is an image of a Hopi Indian woman, and this 1910, and it says, become known as the Whorf hypothesis, that language is not simply a way of voicing ideas, but is the very thing which shapes the ideas. An example of this is how one perceives of time. In our modern Western culture, we view time in the sense of the past, present, and future, a fixed and measurable progression of time. But other cultures, such as the Hopi Native Americans, Hopi Indians of North America, do not share the same perspective of time. The Hopis, there is what is. This is how the Hopis manifest their perception of time. It's manifest as what is, whatever is manifested, and what is not yet to come is unmanifested. That's how they describe their time. Interestingly, the ancient Hebrews had a similar view of that time. Just like the Hopi language, the ancient Hebrew language does not use past, present, and future tense for verbs, because there's an ancient Habariya tongue, it's all about action, it's all verb based. Instead, they use only two tenses. One for a complete action, which means it manifested, and one for an incomplete action, means unmanifested, the same as the Hopi natives. An individual whose native language is Hopi views time from the Hopi perspective, but he is required to adopt the English language from the enslavers who came over, right? And he learns the English perspective of time. During the late 1800s, the United States forced the Native Americans to adopt the English language. And when the Hopi no longer functions within his native tongue, the original cultural perspective, such as time, is lost and replaced with the modern Western perspective of time. The same.
Time. That was very profound, and I think people need a moment to digest that, because in my research, I have also found that they say the indigenous people of the Americas, we went by different calendars.
Facts.
Our years were different. Our concept of time was different. Our language was different. Our symbols were different. Nowadays, in 2025, we all love using emojis, right? We was using hieroglyphs, emojis, and stuff back then. And I've seen in my research, a lot of people say that they have us twisted spiritually in more ways than one, just by the fact that they got us believing in false images of the earth and the solar system. They have us on a false calendar, false time. Their system of mathematics as well is apparently supposed to be flawed. So if you can say what you just said again, but pretend like you're saying it to a kindergartner. Pretend like you're saying it to a kindergartner, because although a lot of us are astute and we grasped it, there's some of us out there where it may have flew over our heads. So again, the Hopi Indians view time a bit differently, right?
Their perspective from the original native. Now, this is just one tribe. Let me explain. There's through the history, and I got all these receipts. I'll be coming back to do other studies with Brother Mike. So I got receipts of other cultures of tribes, first of all, right? Tribes of Hebrews, tribes of Indians, right? There's no other people that be manifesting tribes. You'll understand that. Now, the original Hopis, they perspective of time was two attributes. One is time is depicted as something that is, meaning it's already manifested, present tense, and something that is not yet, meaning it has yet to manifest. This aligns up with the scriptures that says anything that you believe, you can manifest, you can bring it into manifestation. That's tying into the creator of the Most High that's within his children, us. So we didn't believe in all of these Greek and Roman and Greco-Roman and Babylonian and Persian and other cultures of these iterations of time and mathematics and all these other things. We had our own, and it came straight from the Most High. It is about they had a language of action as well, meaning the Habariya original Hebrew tongue is a tongue of verbs. We don't do all prepositions and nouns and adjectives and all this other confusion stuff. A verb means you have to do a thing. It's either manifested or it's unmanifested. That's it. The Most High ain't all in this confusion. See, that's where you get all this confusion when we in school. They trying to learn all this prepositions and this and this and this and that and all this other stuff that we never really use, right? Like, they teach us all this mathematics, and we go to school and all that to get a calculator later. To get like you wasted. It's like insane, right? Now, the ancient original Hopis, they had this view of time, and the researchers found out that this same 2/10 of time, the ancient Hebrew language is identical to the ancient Hebrews. Okay? Now, at here, it says, when the Hopis got invaded by the English, these are natives that were here in America, they had to change their perspective, their language, their culture, their perspective, their everything, and And once they do that, then they see, once you take a people and take them out of their relationship with their creator that he gave them, there's power in these things. So they take these things away from them to have them what? Weakened. You understand? It dilutes the original lineage, the original instructions from their creator, which gave power into this manifest and unmanifested things. The manifestation of a thing is bringing a thing into existence. That means you are what? Creating. That is the source of the creator that is within you. That's what he created us to be. But they made us into what? Into students, like slaves. They made us into we can't create no things. We go into a school system and you got all these different confused ideas, and it just weakens you from manifesting or not manifesting. It's either manifested or unmanifested. If it's unmanifested, then I need to bring it into existence. You understand? And this is the simplification of the two tenses of our language, of our perspective of time. Now,
so this is like how they say, do or don't, there is no try.
Facts. That's what I believe. I'd say don't. It's a do or don't. You are in the process of manifesting the thing. You understand? It's not that I'm a try. No, I'm going to do. I'm striving to complete this action. It's just a journey, brother Mike. It's called, in the Hebrew language, it's called a gamayal. It's a path. And later, if you understood the ancient Native American Hebrew language, you would understand the path, the door. It's always a journey. You know that from your ancient Creek culture, brother Mike. It's always the journey that the individual is on. You understand that? It's a path. It's a path of enlightenment. It's a path of enduring. It's a path of the creation. To bring the creation to pass, you have to go through a process. You understand? I'm just in the middle of the process. You see? But they made us to what? Be what? Workers and kind of slaves to actually our own gifts and talents. That's why when they leave us alone, we create something called jazz, hip hop. You see, we create cultures, we create inventions, we create the stoplight, we create cures for cancer, we create all this stuff. If you just leave us alone, we'll
create these things. Some folks, predominantly Jewish, seem to get their hooks in it and use it and twist it as a weapon of our destruction. From what I know about hip hop, when y'all in the early days was talking hip hop, y'all was talking some ancient Kemetic, know thyself, mathematics, and then all of a sudden some small hats got involved and started throwing some big money at some people who didn't really have the community's best interests in mind. And now we've got all of this gluttony and whoremongering and
kill, Molly Percocet, do drugs, right? And that's the same enslavement. Brother Mike, I had a rap in the early 80s, and it said Imhotep was a multi-genius, the father of medicine. Transform that to those that mean to us, they're Con and Edison. Now, Con Edison is the light company in New York City. So I said, transform that to those that mean for what it means to us, they're Con and Edison. I said, Imhotep, that's the ancient Egyptian, was a multi-genius. He was the father of medicine. Transform that for those that mean something to, and the others, the system is Con and Edison. Remember nations that lied and ghetto versus divide, ghetto history screams, but now our nations can't lie. Like, I can't remember. It's back in the 80s, bro. I can't even remember.
Hold on. I ain't going to let you come over on my show showing out, spitting all these bars, and I ain't going to spit none. Hold on. Now, I ain't going front. Mike TV has a ghostwriter. I did not come up with these bars. I was watching a YouTuber. I think his channel's name is like 332 knowledge or 432 knowledge or something. But either way, I was watching the video and the brother just started like speaking in tongues, if you will, because he just started dropping bars out of nowhere. He said, and I wrote it down, okay?
So this is his rhyme that you
this is his rhymes. It's not my rhymes, it's his rhymes. I think his channel name is 323 knowledge or something. I'll find him and put him in the chat. But he said,
remember that rhyme I just said was from the 80s. But go ahead.
The 80s.
Yeah, the 80s.
All right, check it. And he was doing a video about the dumb diverses. He said, Papal bulldogs to take down all y'all. Ravishing mammals issue Vatican papples, tricking Adam and Eve to bite the Vatican apple.
That's a
I said,
dope line.
okay, nice. Snaps.
That's a dope
Snaps
line.
for you, sir. That was a good one.
But what
Go
you was
ahead.
bringing out, Brother Mike, was you were saying when we first created this hip hop, it wasn't kill. Now we had all different storytellers. You had some that would tell trials and tribulations, some that would tell some creative future events like a special ed. I got a dog with a solid gold bone, like things that you desire to have. You have some that would speak reality, things that they were going through. You have some that would tell fables and stories. You had some that would bring inspiration. You understand? We have some that would tell history. I had one in like 90, I think this one was 91. It said, we went through 400 years of slavery and fears and tears of segregations. We, Black Americans, take heed to those who risk their lives, using protests, boycotts, and marches every night. The 13th Amendment, this is what outlawed slavery. The 14th Amendment protected the rights of the newly free. The 15th Amendment gave all us blacks the right to vote. But the government, they never practiced what they wrote. The KKK, formed by a group of Confederate veterans, used terrorism to try to establish whites ahead of us. The Supreme Court gave its approval to Jim Crow. In 1896, Plessy versus Ferguson would show separate facilities. They said for blacks are legally equal. Never have the South provided equal for my people. This next context will bring a chill to your ear. So ask yourself, where do we go from here? Now ask yourself. And then the hook came right there. And then I came with the next verse, talking about Corporal Roman Ducksworth was a military police. I saw going through the civil rights era, bro. Yo, bro, this was, and I had, that's why you don't know my history. That's what I said. I'm a legend in New York City rap, and I had record deals with everybody. And the Most High stopped all of them. So my story is crazy.
That's
but
what
anyway,
hip hop was originally. It was storytelling.
Thank you.
It was education. The reason why a lot of us didn't really do well in school is because we were learning something that was anti
facts,
what our culture
anti
is.
our nature, and our culture was outside. It was actually
We ain't supposed to
Greco-Roman.
be inside for 12 hours a day and under
Facts.
some ambient light, fluorescent light. No.
It packed in the classroom, being taught some enslavers doctrine when the young men were supposed to be out running and jumping to be young gatherers, right? To be hunter gatherers, right? And the women's supposed to be out learning, conversing with one another and learning skills. That's why the young boys, they call us, they say we had ADHD and all these other things. They diagnosed to drug the young kids up because the young boys is looking out the window. We want to run outside and play because we need to be hunter gatherers. Do you understand our nature? So we can protect and provide for our families, but they're squashing the innate abilities, the innate DNA, the innate instructions of the Y chromosome into, and also for the daughters as well, but the Y chromosome that's supposed to come through the seed from the Most High down to his child. Because the men's supposed to be protected gatherers so they can protect and gather and for the women and the babies for the civilization. But that's why they took the fathers out of the home in the 50s, but we'll go there another time. You understand? That's why they started that process.
When you learn about the origins of education, it was predicated on killing the Indian, saving the man. They shipped us off to boarding schools to make us Catholic and separate us from our name and our culture. That's one part of it. The other part of the origin of the public education school system was the Rockefellers and the Carnegies just trying to take these farmers and these planters and make them good slaves in their factories. That was the origin of education in this nation, was indoctrination of indigenous people and pilgrims who they want to make factory slaves.
Facts. It's the destruction of but they know who these people are. And those wish people, those converted, those people, I don't know if you say it on this channel. I don't want to get your channel flags, but
converts, I'll say the converts.
Yeah, those who converted to our original Hebrew people, the tribe of Judah. They say they are JEW, but they are not of the tribe of Judah. those people, they know who you are, young native, young black. They know exactly who you are. And the scripture says, as long as they keep you not knowing who you are to fulfill your true potential, then you'll keep cursing. They can keep profiting off your misery. They can stay on top and you can stay below until you awaken and find out the connection that's on the screen. That this Hopi Indian at the end, it says the same ship and perspectives can be seen throughout the ancient Hebrew vocabulary of this Hopi Indian. The natives, who you are. All right, let's go to the next. Let me go, where am I go? Let's go to Ham. Let's get to the point. Try to get to Ham, because I know you want to have the connection between the Africans, the Indians, and the whites and the native, and we gotta go back. We gotta go back in history. Okay, so let me stop sharing that. Let me do this really quick, just really quick, because I just seen it. Come back to you, bang, go to present, share screen, bang, share. That right here, this is my book. I have a book, brother. I'm a published author as well. So that's me on the cover. It's called Lucky to Be Alive, the autobiography of my life of an abandoned child, the series. All right? And then it says, in the late 1990s, New York City was inundated with crack cocaine from the tips of Long Island to the edge of the North Bronx. Take a journey through this path of my life as the Most High transitions me from one life-risking encounter to another. Okay? In this book, you're going to hear a gripping story of an encounter with New York City Colombian drug lords, and involves personal one-on-one encounters with their soldiers, some machine guns, and all this. And as I wrote the volume of this Lucky to Be Alive, I witnessed the miraculous hand of the Most High revealing how my life could have been taken at any moment. Through these encounters explained, I realized how lucky I truly was, but that was just a play on words, because there was no luck at all. It was all the Most High's design. This is a part of my my testimony. All right, let me stop share. I'm going to do that really quick. Now, we're going to go back. You have to go back to who are these Africans? And if they say that we are the same people, right? We're all the same people. That's a lie, because the history never said that. All ancient cultures of all, even from Acadia, Sumeria, Phoenicia, you could go back to Sumers, right? You go all the way back. They all share a flood narrative. That's one thing. It's not just some Bible-based thing. All cultures share a flood narrative, okay? So if most archaeological, anthropological, scholarly theicists, or whatever it is, they all agree on one thing, that all throughout history of mankind, every culture agreed that there was a deluge, a flood that happened on the earth, all right? And that there were giants, another group of people on the earth. That's just not the Bible. Now, because all nations of people and all cultures agree that there was a flood narrative, right? Then you have a story of we could go to the Atrahasis. We could go to the Harami. We could go to the book of the Epic of Gilgamesh and the Numa Elish, right? We could go to the Vedas, and I know all this stuff. I've been studying to show myself approved for years and years. Brother Mike ain't bring a fool up here. He brought a learned man, an elder up here, okay? So we could go through it, and I break all that stuff down on my channel as well. Now, once you do that first bit of textbook of understanding of tracing the archaeology or the genealogy of a people, right? All right. Now you got to go back to the deluge. That's where you start at. Now, when you get to the deluge, there is so let's say the Epic of Gilgamesh won't call him Noah. I broke that down. I forgot the name that they call them. They got different names for the different cultures. It's different language, but it's always the same story. Now they twist a little bit, right? Because in one of the, I think it's the Epic of Gilgamesh. They said in the Noah's Ark they was having a barbecue and drinking beer. I swear, y'all think this is that Billy Carson fool. You know, he just got exposed. I expose him. I do like Mike TV. We expose all foolishness on our channel, in our ministry. Even those Israelites, we expose everybody. No joke. Truth to power, bring it raw and cut, and they never answer me. Billy Carson scared, Dane Calloway scared, they're all scared. I see, Mike, you've been roasting a lot of them who I've been exposing as well. All right. Now, This Billy Dow, when you go to your history, no matter what they call these characters from the deluge, from the flood, it's just the Bible, the Hebrew book. It was actually a Hebrew. It's not Roman. It's not a Christian book. It's actually a Hebrew book. All right. It calls that individual.
Real quick. We're going to
Maya.
do the same thing that we did before. We're going to transition to a new broadcast and keep the conversation going. Don't go anywhere. As soon as this live stream ends, there's going to be a 10-second countdown. It's going to automatically push you guys into the next stream. We're still going to be live. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
Dope.